Hi everyone, it's Miss Begum. How are you? Hope you are all okay and you've had a good weekend. We're going to start our second lesson of science, so I hope you're all ready and you've got everything that you need for this lesson. So, things you need to have ready is a pencil, a sharp pencil, a ruler. You need something to write with. And you also need to have access to some of the worksheets which we have uploaded on Purple Mash Science blog page lesson 2. So everything that you need for this lesson will be there. And you need to continue watching this video and completing some quiz. So to start off with, there'll be a quiz, and then there'll be short moments where you will need to pause your video to do the tasks. Okay, good luck.
So today's lesson is going to be about circuits and symbols. Today's date is Monday, 4th of May 2020. Your learning intention is to recognize and draw scientific circuit symbols. Okay. The success criteria is at the end of this lesson, you will be able to know the scientific symbols for the main parts of a circuit. You would be able to create circuit diagrams using scientific symbols. Before we start, we're going to do a starter quiz to check on whether you have been learning some key facts from your knowledge organizer. So the first question I'd like you to answer is, what uses electricity? Number 2, what are the different types of electricity? Number 3, what are conductors? Number 4, what are insulators? Number 5, who was Thomas Edison? You can pause the video now and write all the answers down. Right, so the answers are as follows. So what uses electricity? Well, people use electricity for lighting, heating, cooling and refrigeration, and for operating appliances, computers, electronics, machinery and public transport systems. Basically, we use electricity for everything. If you just look around your house, you'll find that we're constantly using electricity. The answer to number 2, what are the different types of electricity? Well, there are 2 types of electricity. One is called static electricity and the other is current electricity. And the difference between the two are the following. So, static electricity is made by rubbing together 2 or more objects and making friction, while current electricity is the flow of electric charge across an electrical field. Now, what are conductors? Some materials let electricity pass through them easily. These materials are known as electrical conductors. Many metals such as copper, iron and steel are good electrical conductors. That is why the part of electrical objects that need to let electricity pass through are always made of metal. Metal is used in plugs to allow electricity to transfer from the wall socket through the plug and into a device such as a radio or TV. In a light bulb, the metal filament conducts electricity and causes the light bulb to light up. The next question was, what are insulators? So some materials do not allow electricity to pass through them. These materials are known as electrical insulators. Plastic, wood, glass and rubber are good electrical insulators. That is why they are used to cover materials that carry electricity. The plastic covering that surrounds wires is an electrical insulator. It stops you from getting an electric shock. The next question was, who was Thomas Edison? Well, Thomas Alva Edison was a famous American inventor, and he was famous for the domestic light bulb. So the light bulb that we use at home, he was the first person to invent it. He also came up with over 1,000 successful inventions in his lifetime. To learn more about him, why don't you research and look it up on Google? Right, moving on to the main part of our lesson. So we're going to be thinking about circuits. Okay, these are 3 questions I want you to consider and think about. So the first question is, what is a circuit? What parts do all circuits contain? Can you draw a circuit which includes a bulb? So I'd like you to use your knowledge from year 4 electricity and draw a circuit diagram involving a bulb. Right, is there anything about this circuit diagram you don't understand or remember? So this is the circuit diagram. To light a light bulb, this is what you would have had done in year 4. Right. Battery or cell. In everyday language, you would call a single cell a battery, but this is not the correct scientific usage. Scientifically, this is a cell. It is a single unit containing 2 electrodes and an electrolyte. Electrodes are charged electrical conductors inside a cell. Each cell has 1 positive and 1 negative electrode. An electrolyte is a chemical that reacts with the electrodes to produce an electric current. A battery is the scientific name for a collection of cells joined together. So the above diagram shows single cells in individual cases linked together. So if you think about it, that's one cell and that's another cell, and when they're joined together they create batteries, okay, larger batteries. So over here, how many cells are there? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 cells, so creating a larger battery. A battery is an example of a car battery. Right, scientific circuit symbols. So we know what a circuit looks like. Now we're going to be thinking about what it would look like scientifically. So there are each of the circuit components of the circuit have a scientific circuit symbol to go with it. So we're going to look at the diagram in front of you. I want you to think about which of those scientific, so these are the scientific circuit symbols, do you think matches with the parts of a circuit. So if you're can't remember, this is a bulb, that's a cell, this is the diagram of a switch, and this is also another switch. Okay, so can you pause the video and see if you can match the circuit symbols? Let's check if you got it right. So did you get it right? So here you've got the bulb. The bulb can be drawn in 2 different ways. So usually it could be drawn with a circle and an X, or a circle with a bulb-like curve at the top. And a cell is drawn like that. So you've got line like that, and then you've got here the switch. You've got 2 dots, and then you've got, so this is a closed switch. If you want to show an open switch, you would have that line not touching the second circle. Here we've got some more, so you're going to match the part of a circuit with their scientific symbols. Now I wonder if you can remember what each of these circuits parts are called. If not, I'll just go over with you. So this is a buzzer, okay? This is a motor. This is the crocodile clip attached to the wire, so that's the wire. And then you've got the 2 types of switches that was in the previous slide. So can you, and also here, you've got 2 batteries, so you've got a battery here. So can you match the circuit parts to the symbols? Right, let's see if you're right. And that's how it is. So wire is just a straight line. You need to use a ruler for this, okay? So every time you're drawing a wire, it needs to be using a straight line. So this is the buzzer. So it's just a semicircle upside down, and then you've got two lines. And the motor is a circle with a capital M inside. And this is the switch, and as I said to you, this is an open switch. If this line touches that, that means it's a closed switch, so it's actually turned on. And then here you've got your two batteries because they're connected together, joined together. Right, so we're going to do a circuit symbol memory test. So you're going to have 1 minute to memorize the symbols, and the timer will begin. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to write down as many as you can remember. Are you ready? Let's start. Right, so how many can you remember? Can you draw as many of the circuit symbols as you can? Once you've done that, I'd like you to go on to Purple Mash science blog page, go to lesson 2, and you can download these worksheets depending on the level of challenge. So, for example, here is an example. You're going to look at the circuits below and you're going to label each part. So can you remember what this part is? And you're just going to label them. So if you don't necessarily need to download the worksheets, you can have it on screen like I have it here, and you can actually draw the circuit diagram, and then you can label them. And then over here you need to draw the following circuit using the scientific. So this is a circuit drawing. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to redraw this using the scientific circuit symbols. Right. On Purple Mash, we have also put some scientific circuit symbol maps for you to look at. So this is a copy of it, but you can download it if you want to use or refer to. Right, so before we end, we're going to do a scientific circuit symbol challenge. So how many circuit symbols can you recall? So you're going to write down the part of the circuit which matches the symbols that you see. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Next one. Right, how did you do? Were you able to work out what each of those circuit parts were, and were you able to match it to the symbols, scientific symbols? Let's see, these are the answers, so have a look. How did you do? Let me know, okay?
Okay, so we have come to the end of our science session. I hope that you are all able to know some of the scientific symbols for the main parts of a circuit, and you can also draw a circuit diagram using some scientific symbols. I am looking forward to seeing some of your works. Please email them to Year 6 Grange email address. Looking forward to receiving some of your work. Okay, take care, bye.